By the looks of it, I would expect that we are about to see a boom in the Austrian sense of the word. In other words, false economic growth as a result of artificially easy credit conditions. The very first thing that happens is this impacts asset prices. If you remember what happened starting in early 2020, the very first thing to get hit was asset prices. All the money printing hit, rates got dropped to zero, asset prices went through the roof. Stocks started skyrocketing. Crypto skyrocketed, real estate skyrocketed, precious metals went through the roof. There's a process by which easy financial conditions and new money work its way throughout an economy. The first thing to experience the benefits is asset prices. This is because all that new money first hits the hands of the rich, and what do they do with it? They buy assets. Then slowly that new money works its way through the economy into the hands of normal people who use that money to increase consumption. They spend it on goods and services and cars and rent and food and travel, driving up the price of goods and services. Now it's important to note the lag effect here. This is not immediate. Remember, all of the money printing from 2020 started in March of 2020, yet the CPI didn't get back up to the levels it was at before until a year later, March of 2021, and then it skyrocketed from there. I'm not by any means predicting the same level of printing. So I'm not expecting the CPI in a year or two to hit, 9 or 10% again. But after a year or so of easier financial conditions, the Federal Reserve is very likely to try and reverse course and correct the mistakes that it made by reigniting inflation again. Interest rates will go back up, quantitative tightening might start again, and this will put an end to the boom. In other words, it will start the bust, and the bust is always made inevitable by the boom.